Welcome to Vengeance. It is the second pay-per-view of the 2002 season, and it begins with a grudge match. Madcap Moss and Drew McIntyre going at it for the third time this year. And Drew McIntyre starts the match early, sending Moss into the saloon, which was present and used. We didn't get camera footage of all of the fighting inside the saloon. So, fight continues. On the ramp, Madcap Moss attempting a pin early, falls count anywhere. It is as the name says. You can pin or submit your opponent anywhere in the arena. Though when the match gets back into the ring, Drew McIntyre getting after it, brawling, punching. So the reason for this excessively violent match is a rivalry that's brewed between these two. Moss won the first match between them with a last-second count-out victory, and then Moss cut a promo that angered McIntyre. That led to their second match, which Stacy Keibler interfered in, the girlfriend of Madcap Moss. She's not present for obvious reasons in this one. Quite dangerous for her to be at ringside here. So Drew demanded this match. He wanted no rules, he wanted one-on-one, and he's got it in the shape of a falls count anywhere match. There were several weapons. WWE tends to be careful with what weapons they allow. The chair is somewhat grandfathered in, and obviously it's tough to not have chairs in an arena. And the kendo stick's an approved weapon, but they try to avoid having too many others, especially when there's no rules. The match goes along with McIntyre getting the better of much of it, but Madcap Moss continuing to maintain a place in the match every now and then, hitting a big move. Both announcer tables get cleared and broken. Madcap Moss feels like he could have victory after that powerbomb. But just a 2 count. In and out of the ring to the other side. They are very much making use of the idea that the match can end anywhere. They've gone right around the arena, back up the ramp where this match began, and Drew McIntyre throws Madcap Moss off the stage. They brawl around down there. Madcap Moss comes back, throws Drew into the stage. That can't be fun to feel. And then lines him up. I forget what he calls this, but he turns Drew's head around and slams the back of his skull into the concrete. Drew's got to be out. Both men bleeding. This one's finally over. Madcap Moss picks up a third victory over Drew McIntyre. We reassemble the commentary tables and move on to the next match, and another grudge match, this time from SmackDown. It's Dakota Kai taking on her former tag team partner, Bianca Belair. Now, Io Sky is present in this match, but Kai suggested that she would stay out of it. Now, these two were tag team partners in NXT, but Bianca was called up, drafted to the main roster early, well, at least earlier than Kai was, which began to get in the head of Dakota Kai, who felt like a bit of the Janetti of the tag team pairing. Though she shouldn't. She's a very talented young athlete from New Zealand. Belair, though, seems destined for greatness at this stage, despite being quite young still. Now, when Dakota did get drafted to the main roster, it was under the tutelage of Bayley, who formed Damage Control along with Io Sky as well, who Bayley felt was underappreciated and left out given the language barrier. She was a big star in Japan, but just hadn't quite made much of herself in the WWE. You see there a subtle distraction from Sky so that the referee misses that low blow. So Bayley then recruited Kai, fueled the hate within her, and that's what makes up Damage Control, and that's what led to this match. Damage Control confronted Belair. At Bad Blood, Belair beat Io Sky, despite Bayley and Kai being at ringside for that, and being a distraction at times, but still Belair was able to triumph on that occasion. And the next matchup seemed to be Dakota Kai, but Belair did not have the hate for Kai that she had coming back at her, and didn't want the match to happen. Kai demanded it happen, and eventually it had to happen. And now it's happening. This is it happening. Belair getting the job done with a 450 off the top rope, spectacular finish, and her star continues to rise. Alright, our second last match in part 1 of Vengeance. We have the Welterweight Championship on the line. Wes Lee taking on Akira Tozawa. Now, the former welterweight champion, Ilya Dragunov, he beat the newcomer to the division, Reggie, in a squash match and then abruptly left for Russia. So we haven't seen him for a while, but that does allow the chance for a fresh matchup.
WWE Welterweight Championship!
Wes Lee quickly climbing the ranks with wins over the likes of Mustafa Ali, Joaquin Wilde, and Drew Gulak. And Tozawa, since defeating Dragunov at Bad Blood, has defended his title against Gulak, who won a number 1 contenders match at that same show. Lee dives to the outside, and later Tozawa returns the favour. So this is the athletic stylings of Lee against the disciplined striking of Tozawa, but one thing they have in common is blistering speed and a lot of guts. Lee moves ahead to hit his swinging kick around the ring post and then leaps up to the top turnbuckle, has to reach almost all the way across the ring to hit that Phoenix Splash, and as a result doesn't quite make the connection necessary to end the contest. Tozawa fights back, Shining Wizard in the face. And now the Dragon Sleeper. He didn't quite get the hold on Lee needed, and Lee comes back with another springboard move. It's an unbelievable pace they're setting here. There's another kick around the ring post, and that one busts Tozawa open. It looked like perhaps Lee was going for it again, but Tozawa counters this time, and instead of staying on top of Tozawa, Lee celebrates to the crowd, perhaps not used to being in the bright lights of this large occasion, and Tozawa was able to allow him to crash and burn on the outside when he goes for that dive. Last time Tozawa went to the top rope, he failed, but this time a crossbody connects. Lee still regains control of the match, landing several key moves, only for Tozawa to move back into a position of dominance. String together some moves, the superplex, a knee to the face, a springboard, poison rana, driving the head of Lee into the mat, and then the kamagoye, the knee to the chops. That is what makes the difference. That is what retains the title for Akira Tozawa.
WWE Welterweight
Now we finally move to the middleweight championship. Shinsuke Nakamura taking on Kurt Angle. Nakamura, like Io Sky, was a big star in Japan before moving to the WWE and has really had to graft to earn his opportunities in the United States, but clearly has all the talent to make it happen. He does, however, face a living and active legend of the sport, two-time NCAA Division I Wrestling Champion, a gold medalist at the World Wrestling Championships and the Olympics.
WWE Middleweight Championship!
It's a classic striker versus grappler contest, and you can see that Angle is wary of Nakamura's kicks early. So Nakamura changes up his style to catch Angle off guard, goes for the grapples. Nakamura, a three-time PWF champion, still the youngest champion ever over there in Japan. Was more serious back in those days as a youngster, but the confidence of fame really brought out a different side of Shinsuke. Some love it, some hate it, but you cannot deny Shinsuke Nakamura is his own man. He is, however, being forcibly relocated to Suplex City. And after the momentum changes a couple of times, Shinsuke Nakamura with a landslide back into the match. Angle, though, countering, leading to the Angle Slam. And that gets a 2 count. Shinsuke Nakamura pops up. He's not here to mess about. All these kicks land, and the Kinshasa. Catch an Angle on the dome, but only for a 2 count. This match escalating quickly. Nakamura staying on top of Angle with further kicks and knees, and goes for another Kinshasa, but Angle this time wary of it. Nakamura fights back. Another big kick lands. The kicks continue. Countering, this time ducking the kick. But the momentum of this match keeps going backwards and forwards. Another Kinshasa lands. This one busts Angle open above the left eye. But he kicks out once again, and Nakamura cannot believe it. This is the move that won him PWF World Titles. And now a cradle out of nowhere. Last gasp from Kurt Angle. He's won it. Kurt Angle retains the middleweight title in a match that, in hindsight, was a terrible matchup for him. Nakamura's distance control and striking were top class, and Angle really had to drag that one out of nowhere, but he is, and still, the WWE middleweight champion. Thank you for watching this one. I know I advertised the heavyweight title match on the last episode, but it is happening on the next episode. Definitely. Part 2 of Vengeance includes that heavyweight title match, Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley, the world title match between Undertaker and Vader, the tag team titles, and the women's championship also on the line. Tune in then. Thank you again for watching this one. Until then, have a good one.